This is the second most popular starting move. A sharp opening, allowing white to build a pawn center in favor of piece development. A solid second move that controls the center and leaves space for the knight to develop. e6 opens up a line for the dark-squared bishop and prepares to castle quickly, while preparing to push a pawn to d5 and recapture with a pawn if captured. Knight f3 develops toward the center, putting pressure on the e5 square and adding another defender to the d4 pawn. d5 takes space in the center, attacks the c4 pawn, and helps control the e4 square, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. Bishop b4 develops the bishop and pins the c3 knight. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This pins a knight, which restricts its mobility. The best option was to castle kingside. This threatens to win material through a tactic. This is an equal trade. A clear recapture. The best option was to send a bishop into the game. The correct move to safety. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. There was only one good move there. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a rook by trapping a piece. After all captures, this is an equal trade. With this recapture, black introduces a new piece to the game. White had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. This is the only move that works. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. This is a fair move. This allows the knight to control more squares. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This permits the opponent to kick a knight. The best option was to kick a knight. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. This attacks white's pawn chain. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade, a straightforward recapture. This kicks a knight. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This prevents the opponent from being able to eventually win a pawn. This misses an opportunity to eventually win material. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material through a tactic. This misses an opportunity to eventually win a pawn. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. This kicks a bishop. This is the only good move. This creates a counter threat against the queen, as opposed to retreating. The correct move to safety. The better move was to move a bishop to safety. This stops the opponent from being able to eventually win a pawn. White activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. The bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This avoids clear danger. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This threatens to tactically win a rook. The correct move to safety. This threatens to tactically win a rook. This threatens to eventually win material. This stops the opponent from being able to eventually win material. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. Sacrificing the rook was the right idea. The better move was to push a passed pawn. This is the only move that works. This defends a vulnerable rook by pinning one of its attackers. This threatens to capture a rook and win material after the follow-up trades. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a rook. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. Now white can't stop black from winning material if they make the right moves. This threatens to checkmate the king. This prevents the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. Threatening that pinned piece is going to win material. Very strong play. That knight capture will win material after all trades are complete. A clear recapture. A straightforward recapture. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. That was a free pawn. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the rook. That pawn was free for the taking. White successfully removes the opponent's passer. This avoids clear danger. This steps away from the checking knight. Right on target. This places a rook on the 7th rank, where it can be highly active. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This was the only move. Very precise. This evades the check from the knight. Black will be winning a pawn with that fork. This moves the rook to safety. That was a free pawn. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. The correct move to safety.